Her phone buzzed 3 times before she even crossed the threshold. It was the third vibration that broke something in me. The sound wasn't loud, just a soft tremor against the kitchen counter. Yet in the stillness of our home, it felt like thunder. I'd been standing there nearly an hour, watching the clock hands drag forward, waiting for Maya to come home from the gym. Spin class ran late, she'd texted earlier, but the schedule online said class ended at 8. It was now past 10. When the door finally opened, my chest tightened. There she was, Maya, cheeks flushed, ponytail damp, dressed in the same gray leggings and black tank top she always wore to class. But something in her face shifted when she saw me standing there, hands in my pockets, pretending calm. "Hey," she said softly, "you're still up." "Yeah," I replied, my voice too steady. "Figured we should talk." She gave a small, tired smile, dropped her gym bag by the door, and walked to the fridge. "Can it wait till morning? I'm exhausted." "Sure," I said, then pointed at her phone buzzing again on the counter. "Maybe your phone can't." Her hand froze midair. For a heartbeat, the only sound was the low hum of the refrigerator. I watched her swallow, a flicker of panic crossing her eyes before she forced a laugh. "It's probably Jenna," she said. "She's been texting about your spin instructor." I cut in. "The one who keeps you after class for private stretches?" Her expression drained of color. Her mouth opened, but no words came. And in that silence, I understood everything I'd been afraid to know. "How long, Maya?" I asked quietly. She didn't answer. Once I thought silence was beautiful. When we first married, we could sit together for hours. No words, just the comfort of presence. But this silence, this one felt like suffocation. Finally, she looked down at her trembling hands. "Daniel, it's not what you think." "Then tell me what it is," I said. "Because from here, it looks exactly like what I think." Tears welled in her eyes. "It was a mistake. I didn't mean for it to happen." I laughed bitterly. "Didn't mean to? What if you tripped and fell into him?" She flinched, and I hated myself for saying it. But anger was all I had left to hold me together. She started to explain. Something about loneliness, distance, how she felt unseen. I'd heard that story before, in movies, in forums, in other people's tragedies. But hearing it from her, the woman I built my world around, felt like being cut open slowly. "Maya," I said, voice breaking, "I gave you everything, every ounce of trust I had. You could have just told me you were unhappy." "I know," she whispered. "I messed up, Daniel. It wasn't supposed to be anything more than what?" I pressed. "A distraction? An escape?" She said nothing, just sat there, shoulders shaking, eyes fixed on the floor. That night, I slept on the couch, not because she asked me to, but because I couldn't bear the space beside her. I stared at the ceiling, replaying every sign I'd missed. The late texts, extra gym sessions, secretive smiles at her phone, the new perfume on sale. Every piece clicked together like a cruel puzzle finally complete. The next morning, she was in the kitchen, red-eyed, making coffee. "Can we talk?" she asked. I didn't want to, but I nodded. His name was Ethan, her personal trainer. "It started a few months ago," she said quietly. "After your dad passed." That line nearly broke me. While I'd been drowning in grief, she'd been reaching for someone else. "I didn't plan it," she said. He just listened, made me feel alive again. I wanted to scream, throw something, anything. Instead, I just whispered, "You could have come to me." "You were gone," she said. "Even when you were here. You shut down after your dad died." I wanted to argue, to remind her how I cried beside her while she turned away. But the truth hit hard. She wasn't wrong. Grief had hollowed me out. And somewhere in that darkness, I lost her. But losing her to someone else? That was a different kind of death. Days passed. The house turned into a museum of memories. Photos, furniture, echoes of laughter now gone. She stayed with her sister for a while, giving me space. But space didn't heal. It only made the questions louder. Did he touch her the way I used to? Did she laugh for him like she once did for me? Did she ever think about what she was destroying? Each thought twisted deeper until I sought therapy. Not to save us, but to save what was left of me. I told my therapist I didn't know if I could ever forgive her. She said forgiveness isn't for them. It's for you, but forgiveness felt impossible. 2 weeks later, Maya came back. "I ended it," she said. "I'm not asking you to forget, just to let me try to fix this." I studied her face, tired, tear-streaked, maybe sincere. The love was still there, buried under wreckage, but it felt fragile now. "Do you love him?" I asked. She shook her head. "No, it wasn't love. It was confusion." I lost myself. I nodded slowly. "You lost us too." Silence filled the room. Not the peaceful kind we used to share, but the heavy kind that holds everything unsaid. Finally, I whispered, "I don't know if I can come back from this." "Maya, you broke something I don't know how to fix." Tears slipped down her cheeks. "Please don't give up on us." I wanted to say love could rebuild us, that it would be enough. But after weeks living in the ashes of her choices, all I could see was smoke. That night, I packed a bag. As I zipped it shut, she appeared behind me. "Where will you go?" she asked. "I don't know," I said, "but I need to find out who I am without all this." She reached for my arm, but I stepped back. "I loved you more than I loved myself," I said softly. "That's why I missed the signs. I won't make that mistake again." "Daniel, please." I didn't let her finish. I just nodded once, grabbed my bag, and walked out. The night air was sharp, cutting through the fog in my head. When I looked back at the house, the life we built, the memories we shattered, I felt something close to peace. Not because the pain was gone, but because I knew it no longer owned me. Sometimes love doesn't end with shouting or revenge. Sometimes it ends the way it began, in silence.